Well, hi, YouTubers and toy train lovers. It's been a while. Been doing a lot of work in the backyard. It's 104 days, so I'm not doing a lot of work in the backyard. Thought I'd come in and pull some of these old drains of mine off the display stands and see if they still work. Generally, what happens is the reversing units will freeze up on them. But this one seems to want to work today. It's a Marx 1998, and if you were in the room with me, you could see barely that this says 1998. It's molded into the cab. So these are double reduction motors. This is the most desirable of all of them. I like the looks. It reminds me of my Lionels. And it also has an E unit, of course, and a headlight. Has a little horn up front, but the horn, there's no horn sound from it. And what you got is 4 working drive wheels. We'll turn this upside down and you can see it's just like a inexpensive little 4-wheel steamer. Basically, what they've done is they shrunk the wheels. You can see the double reduction unit down here, but I think it's very clever of Marx to do it this way. They, you see the trailing wheels and the leading wheels have got all this room to move, and these are very difficult to derail. Unfortunately, unfortunately, whatever, K-Line came along and bought the molds for these, and they put their trucks, a static truck that goes right to left, and a static truck on the front, static truck on the rear, goes right to left, but they don't go up and down. These go up and down. And the fortunately, the K-lines derail a lot. And one of my favorite railroads was the Western Pacific, and I bought a K-line Western Pacific. And guess what? It switcher. They removed the 1998 from the mold, so you can't see it anymore. Let's see if I can get this back on here. There we go. And we'll move that up. beautiful, absolutely beautiful paint job on the shell of the cab. Front and rear got the safety stripes. And this thing on my old layout would derail all the time. And it did not like to climb, it did not like to go around curves and climb at the same time. And so I discussed it with a friend of mine who had O-gauge trains, and he says, oh, Marx will climb it. And I did not have this Marx at the time, this ATSF. And he took his little Marx, I believe he had a maroon colored ATSF he brought over, and it climbed up and down the bridges and around the corners just fine. He said and he told me, he said it's problems with the trucks. He said, but what you've got is exactly what I've got as far as the shells. So you can simply remove the shell and the K-line shell and put it on a Marx shell, which is what I did. There are 4 points of contact. I can't remember if it was screwed on or glued on. It was different. I think it was glued on with a Marx and screwed on with a K-line. But I removed it, no damage. The only difference in the shell itself is to give you a nice little bell, which I like. And yeah, I see the horn's a bit smaller, but that's it. The K-line has a lot of handrails, which you don't need. We're not climbing up on them. So anyway, these are this is the Marx. This is the Frankenstein Marx, I call it. And Marx made 2 other, pardon me, they made 1 other switcher, which once again I wanted a Western Pacific, and all the Marx Western Pacifics that I have ever seen in this 70 tonner, this is called the 70 tonner. Some of them have headlights, some of them don't. You gotta watch them. If they were bought in a set, they may have batteries. They may they were going real cheap back in the 70s. They may have batteries, they may have DC, but you can plainly see this says Western Pacific because this is not, although it may appear to be, this is not the same color as this yellow. It's a gold color, the Western Pacific, and the 702. And you can see the front. A little more plain where the steps go up. And of course, all you've got on this is really cheap, is 1, 2, 3, 4 drive wheels. And these are faux trucks. So there's nothing, no wheels underneath that truck. Forward only. Runs really well, very smoothly, good puller. And I found another one at a trade show. Guy wanted $25 for it. I offered him 20, so I thought it was a really sharp looking Lehigh Valley. And it seems like somebody has, I do not think they originally had front couplers, but it looks like somebody has added a front coupler. I don't even know if this runs. It's been sitting so long. There. Yay for Marx. She runs. So we've got the two. The first ones I showed were the 1998. They're supposed to be, let me cheat and look in the book. S-3's switchers, whatever that means. And these are supposed to be 70 tonners, which we know what that is. It's 30 more than the little guy with a cab in the middle. Most of us saw in our hometowns going down the side streets at night making deliveries. So these are all my Marx switchers, and I'm gonna have to get out my electrical spray and spray the of course this is forward only. I don't have to do it on this or the green and yellow Western Pacific, but I think I'm gonna have to spray the old Marx reverse units. I think they're a bit dirty. You should have seen the dust I got off this. It's a cool little unit. It'd be, if you had your grandkids over and you wanted them to not play with your good trades, these are the ones to get out and let the grandkids play with them. The ones that have the DC motors and some of them have batteries, usually came in sets, and they were so cheap back at the end of the 70s. They were even, they give you a box car with faux trucks and 2 plastic wheels per truck. Can't say a line out was getting cheap, but they weren't getting that cheap. Okay, thanks for watching, and once again, this has been a Big Lizard production. Bye bye.